Students watching, boys and girls in our classroom, we're ready to begin our writing lesson. Now, as we begin our writing lesson, I want you to take a look over at our screen because you're going to notice a lot of letters on our screen. Do you see what I see? Students watching and boys and girls in the classroom, it's all of our letters. And it's how we make all of our letters, both our capital and our lowercase letters. Now, we haven't learned all of these letters, but very soon we're going to work on forming all of these letters carefully. Let's do this. Let's have everyone stand up. Students watching, you join us as well. And let's sing our alphabet song. But as we sing that song, I want you to carefully look at each letter and see, how is Miss Howe going to teach me to form these letters in just a couple of lessons? Ready? Here we go. Students watching, join us. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Good job. You can have a seat, and let's take a moment and let's look together at some of these letters. We already know how to write several of these letters. In fact, I'm thinking of 5 letters we already know how to write. Students watching, are you thinking of those 5 letters I'm thinking of? I think they are. What 5 letters did we learn how to write in the first 5 lessons, Titus? Our vowels. And why don't we say our vowels together? You ready? I'll point to them as we say them. Students watching, you join us. A, E, I, O, and U. We already know how to write those 5 vowels. Let's do something. Why don't we write those vowels in the air? So students watching, boys and girls in our classroom, get those pointer fingers ready. We'll start with our vowel A and let's form them carefully. Here we go. Curve up, touch that dotted line, curve, touch the carpet, back where we started, and then out with a smile. Let's move over and let's look at our vowel E. Let's practice letter E in the air. So students watching, join us as well. We'll loop up to the dotted line, come back, touch the carpet, and then stop at the downstairs midline. Next was our vowel I. Remember, our I lives in the upstairs and the downstairs. Have those pointer fingers ready. And let's slant up to the dotted line, retrace, touch that pink carpet, stop at the downstairs midline, pick up our pencil, and dot right up in the upstairs. Now we have our letter O. It's our ostrich egg with an ostrich ready to hatch out. Let's start with our O. We'll make our oval shape, touch that pink carpet, back where we started, and crack. Out comes our ostrich wing. Next, we'll go to our letter U, our upside down umbrella. Here we go. You ready? Right on the pink carpet. Slant up to the dotted line, retrace, touch that pink carpet, back up to the dotted line, retrace, and there's the handle of our umbrella. Now let's look together at the letter we'll be learning in this lesson. All the way over here, we're going to learn what lowercase letter, students watching. And what lowercase letter will we be learning, Emery?
S.
It's our lowercase letter S. Let's look over here at our card and I'll tell you what lowercase s reminds me of. To me, lowercase s looks like a sailboat ready to go sailing, maybe for fun on the lake or in the ocean. So as we look at our lowercase s, I want you to notice where lowercase s starts. Now, normally we say it's the pink carpet, but since it's a sailboat, I think we should get inside of the water, don't you? What do you think? Students watching, boys and girls in this classroom, we're not going to start on the pink carpet. We're going to start in some water for our sailboat. So we're going to start right on the water. We're going to slant all the way up to the dotted line, put just a little point, then put the curve of our sail, touch the pink carpet, go back to where we started, and then Tanner will come out with a smile to the downstairs midline because everyone loves to travel on a sailboat. Let's do this. Put your pointer finger in the air and join me as I trace our lowercase s on our chalkboard. Here we are. We're going to be in the water, Kobe. We're going to slant up to the dotted line. Put just a little point on our sail, make our sail down to the pink carpet, back to where we started, then come out with a smile. Everyone loves to sail, and stop right at the downstairs midline. Let's take a moment and let's look over at our video and let's see who's going to go sailing on this sailboat. Remember, when we make our letters, we want to take our time. So we'll see if the person who did this video was slow and steady. We're going to start right here in the water. We're going to slant up to the dotted line. Put just a little point, make the curve of our sail, touch that pink carpet, and then come out with a smile. Stop at that downstairs midline because everyone loves to sail on a boat. Let's come over to our chalkboard and watch as I trace our lowercase s. Where does lowercase s start, Hayden?
In the water.
That's right, in the water, what used to be our pink carpet, but for sailing, we want to start in the water. So we're going to start right here in the water. We'll slant all the way up to the dotted line, put just a little point. Here's our sail, back to where we started, and then a smile because everyone loves to sail. Take that pointer finger, put it up in the air. I want you to trace it in the air while I trace it on the board. Ready to go sailing. We'll go up, put just a little point. Here's our sail. Go back up against the back of our S, and then a smile to the downstairs midline. I want to see if I have some people who love to sail in this classroom. Some people who can make their own sailboats on our screen so that we have nice, neat sailboats ready to go. Over here, why don't we start out and let's have, oh, this is a tough decision. Why don't we have Kobe get started right here? And over here, Tanner, why don't you do a sailboat for us? While they're doing that, let's come back over to our chalkboard. Students watching, boys and girls in this classroom, get your pointer finger ready. Let's make your own sailboat and let's do something. Give yourself a little water. Got it? Oh, I didn't see very much water. Students watching, I saw your water. Give yourself some water. All right, you're doing it in the air. I'm going to be on our board. Let's put our sailboat in the water. So start in the water. We'll slant up to the dotted line, just a little point. There's the curve of our sail. Then come out with a smile and stop at the downstairs midline. I liked Emery's sailboat in his water. Let's come over here and let's see how our guys did working on our sailboats on our screen. Kobe is still being careful. Good, Kobe. That's a really good start. Maybe, Kobe, I think one thing I'd work on is just having a smooth connection when we retrace. That can be a little bit harder, but Kobe, we'll work on that on our paper. Good, you can have a seat. Tanner, overall, really neat. I like how you were careful to touch each of your lines. Let's have Hayden. Hayden, why don't you come make a letter S right here on this dot, and Aria come make one right there. While they're doing that, let's do one more of our letter S in the air. So let's give ourselves some water. Students watching, I like how you're joining us. Pointer finger ready, get in the water. Used to be our pink carpet. We're going to slant up to the dotted line. Put just a little point. Put the curve of your sail, touch that water again. Go back up against the back of our letter S. Retrace carefully, then come out with a smile to the downstairs midline. Let's see how we're doing. Hayden, what a good start. You can go have a seat. Maybe just a couple of things to work on is we want to touch that carpet and then we'll just really work on retracing. That one's a little bit harder to do, but we'll practice on our paper. Let's see how you did. You can put your pen right back down there. Really nice start. I think overall that was a good start. The only thing I want us to work on is come back, curve up just a little bit to touch the back. Don't stay right on that pink carpet. I think we're ready to practice on our paper. So students watching, boys and girls in our classroom, let's prepare for writing. Go ahead and get close to your workstation. Make sure that your papers are on a slant. And go ahead and pick up your pencil. Nice, neat writing begins with your name. Hold that pencil carefully. Good. Hayden, that already looks good. Nice and neat. Good, Trey, you ready? Let me help you. I'll get your pencil going just the right way. Okay, this one's going to go right underneath. There you go. So just like that. So don't hold it quite so hard. That's going to hurt your hand. That's it. Good job. How does that feel? Does that feel comfortable? Good. We'll put this right on that star, and then you start right there with your name. Good. Good. Good start. Even if you're not finished, go ahead and put your pencil point on the red dot of the blue letter S at the top of your paper. Let's make our first sailboat together. We're going to slant all the way up to the dotted line. Put just a little point. Now make the curve of your sail. Touch that pink carpet, which is the water. Go back up, curve up against the back of the letter S, then retrace carefully, make a smile, and stop at the downstairs midline. Now we know every sailboat has to be in the water, right? And we don't want really big waves when we're sailing. Go to your warm-up. We have little waves. Let's do the warm-up of the little waves. You do it on your paper. I'll do it up on our board. Just small waves so that we can sail across the lake. We'll go up, retrace, go up, retrace, go up, retrace, until you're all finished. Do both of those warm-ups. Just small waves. Good, Trey. Good, Victoria. Do you need a little bit of help with your name?
It says my hair keeps going down.
Okay, just try to brush it back behind your shoulders and I think that might help. And then we'll get right on your name right there. Let's go on to house number 1. Let's trace and write a row of our lowercase s. I want to see sailboats going across your paper. Benjamin, remember that's a paperweight, not a headrest. Good job, Tanner. There you go. Good, Aslan. How's it going, Kobe? Oh, I like this tracing. Really neat. Nicely done. Ooh, Tanner, this one's my favorite. There's a couple of waves for your sailboat. Nice, Ava. Just be careful with something really small. Just keep it right on that pink carpet. Why don't we try that one again right there? Right here. Remember, just like that. Let's try this one again. Remember, retracing carefully is really important. Oh, I like this one. There's some waves for your sailboat. There's some waves for that sailboat. Victoria, you're beautiful. You must like to sail in sailboats. Good work. Good, Titus. This one is my absolute favorite. Why don't we try this one again and try to retrace with no bubbles. I don't want a hole in a sailboat. Students watching, boys and girls in our classroom, pause for just a moment. Put your pencils down right in front of you and let's see how the letter S is going to connect to other letters. On my board, I have a blend. Boys watching, share with me the blend that you see. And check their answer for us, Benjamin. What's our blend?
Set.
That's it. For our blend set, we're going to start our letter S right where we always start it. We'll slant up to the dotted line. We'll put just a little point. We'll curve, go back against our back, and not pick up our pencil. Instead, just smoothly connect into our lowercase e. Go ahead and take your pointer finger, put it in the air. Just your pointer finger. Students watching, you join me. Trace in the air while I trace on the board. Here's our blend set. We'll trace up, point, little curve, back where we started, into our letter E, and stop. That's the only time we pick up our pencils. Now keep that pointer finger in the air. You trace again, and I'm going to write it on our board. We're going to slant up, point, curve, retrace into our letter E, and then pick up our pencil when E is done. Let's look back down at our paper. Go ahead and pick up your pencils. We're ready to go to house number 2. And there you're going to see our blend set. Let's trace set and write set. Notice there's a stopping point. Don't go beyond that blue line yet. Good, Hayden. I am loving these S's. You are careful when you write. Really pretty. Nice, Trey. This one's my favorite. I love how you trace carefully. Can we try this one more time and work on not having a bubble? Students watching, I want you to continue on this paper and finish it with your on-site teacher.